Hey y'all, welcome back to Paulie's Speed Shop. I am future Paul today since I forgot to record an intro for this video. We are on our third video for the Stihl backpack blower. We diagnosed a fuel leak in this video, so make your guesses right now as to what that might have been. And we fix a couple other issues that occur along the way of trying to make sure that that's fixed. I hope you enjoy this video, and I'll see you at the end, because I also forgot to record an outro for this video. Okay, so here's my number one thought. There are two lines that go into the fuel tank. One obviously is the fuel pickup line that's got the straw and the filter on the end of it. And the other one is this. It's got this vent line kind of thing here. So I have no idea whether this is working the way it should be or not. I would imagine this is, okay, so, ooh. I don't know how well that's showing up on autofocus there, but that's kind of gross. So I'm wondering if maybe this is a restriction where there should be more air flowing through this than there is. Okay, that's probably not good. There is basically no flow out of this thing. I don't know if it goes the opposite way, if there's a check valve in here that's only meant to go one way, but I'll find out. And I think what I might do is probably soak this in some carb clean or something like that and try to clear it up if it's not supposed to be doing this. But I'll be right back. Okay, so it's a little smoky at the moment, but it lives. My neighbors are just about to start mowing their grass here, it sounds like, so I'm going to take a pause on the video. This thing was running awesome, except for the fact that it wouldn't idle. So I'm going to go explore that a little bit. Okay, we got a few things worthy of note here. Some things very worthy of note. So number one, this thing runs pretty well. With that vent, with that drain, that vent disconnected. I just pulled that out of there, and this thing runs pretty decent. There's no more fuel pouring out of the intake. There's none of that going on. It seems pretty okay. The other thing is that there's some nasty oil residue looking stuff down in the cover. There's a bunch down here too. I don't know how well the exposure's going to work. Yeah, you can see it's kind of all coated in there. It looked like there's probably a leak in this gasket that's coming from this corner. And that, I think, is the reason that there was a fire off of the muffler. I don't think anymore that it was the gas that was starting it on fire. It may have contributed to it, but I think the main reason that this thing caught on fire at some point was there's a compression leak right here. I went ahead and I took a Torx and tried to tighten this up. I set it down in there and tightened 3 of the 4 bolts, which were pretty loose. So that could have solved our problem, but I doubt it. If it was there for a long time, oh, excuse the plane. Okay, as I was saying, damn Cessnas. As I was saying, I went ahead and I tightened 3 of these 4 bolts that were a little bit loose. I didn't tighten them down real hard. I just gave them a little bit of snug. So that may solve the problem. I don't hold a lot of hope for that because, you know, this has been leaking clearly for quite a while. So I am expecting to either have this engine be trash or have to go in and replace that gasket to get it to seal. But let's fire this back up without the orange. I want to keep the orange case off, and I'm just going to put this pull start back on. Let's start this thing up and see what happens. I'm going to put a pair of safety squints on and see if we can see down in here and get an eye on what's leaking. Okay, so those bolts working loose were definitely the cause of the compression problem, and I'm pretty sure that's exactly what was the main problem with this unit. There was crud that was built up in here. This area matches up exactly with this area, so that indicates to me that the fire that happened in this thing was started from the crankcase leak, and it all kind of makes sense. I thought this thing was running rich before when I was having trouble getting it to idle. Apparently it was running lean. It was drawing air in through that split there, that crack. The other major problem was it was spitting fuel out of the carb. The problem was this thing appears to be very clogged, but we can't just very well leave this out because that lets fuel just slosh around and could slosh right out of the tank, and that's not any safer than fuel pouring out of the carb, or barely. Overall, this was our main problem. I'm going to run it a little longer with the cover off, see if I can see any more compression leak coming out of here. If not, we'll call that good. Start it back up, let it run for a while, see what it does. I hope you enjoyed tearing into that blower just as much as I did. No more filming happened after all this, but as expected, the tank vent fixed the fuel problem, the leaking violently out of the carb. Tightening down those jug bolts did fix the leak at the cylinder base gasket. So after that, I felt reasonably comfortable putting it on my back, ran it for several times, ran perfect, it ran great, and within hours of me putting it on Facebook Marketplace, it sold for $100. So, did I make a pile of money off of it? No, I didn't. But I learned a lot, and I saved another tool from the junkyard. So, I'd call it a win. Again, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and I will see you next time in Paulie's Speed Shop. Take care.